Hello, welcome to the midpoint video. Turn your notes to page 13 and we can get started. Just a reminder, this is a video, so you may pause it whenever you need to or go back if you miss anything. Let's begin. So what is a midpoint? A midpoint is going to be the point that divides a segment into two equal parts. The point that divides a segment into two equal parts. So let's say I have segment here AB, and I tell you that C is the midpoint. That means that the length from A to C is going to be the same as the length of C to B, so we draw these little dashes here to denote that. Right now I want you to read example 1 to yourself. Pause the video, and when you're done reading, hit play. A few things to note here. They're telling me that F is the midpoint of EG, so think about what that means. And then I'm finding X and the length of FG, so I have two things I have to find. Now because we don't have a picture, we need to draw one. If I draw segment EG, we know that F is the midpoint. What does that tell me? That EF is going to be the same as FG in terms of length. What else did they give me? They gave me that EG, which is the full segment, is 5x plus 4, and they told me that EF is 2x plus 37. So before I keep going, take a second here and see if you can figure out what you might do. Pause the video, think about it. When you're ready, hit play. Because EF and FG are going to be equal parts, if EF is 2x plus 37, FG also has to be 2x plus 37. Now, we know that with segment addition, EF plus FG is going to equal the whole thing. So I can say that 2x plus 37 plus 2x plus 37, or EF plus FG, equals 5x plus 4. Now you should be able to finish the algebra here without me, so go ahead and pause the video, find the value of x, then press play to make sure you got it right. I got x to be 70, and again, we're not done. We need to find the length of FG. So if FG is 2x plus 37, that's 2 times 70 plus 37, which gives me a length of 177. Read example 2 to yourself. Again, pause the video, press play when you're done. See if you can actually set this one up before I go through it. Pause the video, see what you can come up with. If you're not sure, continue watching. Again, we have to draw a picture here. We have that segment AB has a midpoint of M, so once again we know that these two pieces are going to be equal. They gave me that AM is 1/2 y minus 3 and BM is 8 minus 1/2 y. So because those two pieces are going to be equal, what do? We set them equal to each other. 1/2 y minus 3 equals 8 minus 1/2 y. Go ahead there and finish the algebra if you haven't already done so, and find the length of AB. Press play when you're done. You should get that y equals 11. Now to find AB, we don't have the algebra there given to us, so we need to find the length of AM, and then we can just double that because we know AM and MB are going to be the same length. So if I plug in 11 into AM, I have 1/2 times 11 minus 3, which is 2.5. And then to get AB, I'm going to either take 2.5 and add it to itself or double it. So the length of AB is going to be 5. Good. Now let's talk about midpoint with a coordinate grid. So we're going to actually skip the box here for a second before we do the formula and go down and read the example that's underneath the box to yourself. When you're done reading, go ahead and plot those points and make sure you use a straight edge ruler to connect them. So the midpoint is going to be the point halfway between A and B. In order to do this, we need to look at the slope of that line to find halfway. So if I look at the horizontal change from A to B, which is the change in the x, that's going to be a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what's half of that? 3. So I need to go 3 horizontally. And then the distance change in the y values, or the vertical change, is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. What's half of 4? 2. So we're going to go left horizontally 3, and up vertically 2. Over 3, up 2. This should be my midpoint right here. Then the question asks for the coordinates of that midpoint, so starting from 0, 0, the x value is 1, 1, 2, 3, the y value is 4. So the coordinates of the midpoint should be 1, 4. Now, how did we go about finding that? Well, we took the distance from A to B horizontally and found half of that, and we took the distance from A to B vertically and found half of that. What's another word for what we're doing? We're finding the average of the 2 points. So if I look at this, let's take the average of the x's. The x value for A is 4, for B is -2. If I add those together and divide it by 2, I get 1. If I look at the y's, the A value is 2, the y value of B is 6, 2 plus 6 is 8, divided by 2 is 4. So when you're finding midpoint, you're finding the average. I'm going back up to the box here. I'm going to write the word average. That's what you want to think. You're finding the average of the x's and the average of the y's to give you the coordinate. So a lot of times we're going to label our points x1, y1 and x2, y2 just like we did in distance. The formula says average the x's, x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and average the y's, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And there's your formula. Alright, last problem here. Read it to yourself and plot those points. Make sure to label them on the grid. So if I'm using the coordinate axes here, reminder, the distance from A to M, which is our midpoint, should be the same distance from M to the other midpoint, which I'm going to call B for the sake of this. So I'm going to count how far is it from A to M. It is down 2, and it looks like over, oh whoops, I plotted M in the wrong spot. Sorry, hang on here. M was 2, 0, not 4, 0. 2, 0. Let's try that again. Down 2 and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So down 2 over 4 from A to M, so I need to go to the same direction and over left to get to the other endpoint. So I'm going to go down 2, left 4, and there should be our other endpoint B. So counting from 0, 0, the coordinates would be -2, 2 for the other endpoint. -2, 2. Now how could I do that without having used the graph? A was 6, 2, B was what we were trying to find, M is 2, 0. I'm going to ask myself, how do I get from A to M, and then do the same thing to go from M to B. So for A, how do I get from the x value of 6 to the x value of 2? I subtract 4. So if I do that again, if I do 2 minus 4 again, I end up with -2 for x. Then looking to do the same thing for the y's, 2 to 0 would be a subtraction of 2. So 0 to, I'm missing a negative here, 0 minus 2 would give me a negative, that was supposed to be -2, -2 for this endpoint. Now for those of you who like to do things algebraically, there is another way I could do this